How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here. Welcome back to another Advanced Wars by Web replay commentary. Today we have one that has a bit of history, I would say. So, and I know you could tell this game was like a long time ago, but a while ago there were some people in the Advanced Wars by Web Discord server playing some live games, and I have decided to hop on and see what's going on in there. And there were actually a lot of people who recognized me, and they said, hey, I like your videos, thank you so much for making them. And stuff like that always does warm my heart when I hear something like that, because I personally don't feel like I'm like one of the greatest in terms of skill and content creation, but there's still a lot of you out there that still like and enjoy what I do. And with the bottom of my heart, I really do want to thank you all for the support, and I really do appreciate it. But yeah, it was a very heartwarming night, and one of those people actually asked if they could have a match with me, and I was down to have a match. And I am very overdue for a match like this, but I did promise them that I would share this game with all of you. Big Joe, he's been around. I'm sure some of you guys might have seen him, but yeah, Big Joe is a regular player in Advanced Wars by Web. I think they've played some live, some async. They've been on my channel before for live games, but this is the first game that we actually played. We played a tier 3 fog match on the map Goldfish Princess. Now, this isn't the first time I'm showing Goldfish Princess on my channel. I recorded a game with Melth a long time ago in Connor Everything's Infantry Cup, but this is the first game that I actually played on Goldfish Princess. It's a 3-base, 1-airport map, and these black boats can actually move around a little bit. It could ferry some units on the other side of this shoal square. It could maybe block some spots, or it could repair for 1 HP on one spots. As Mel said, these are the goldfish. Yeah, I could see it as well. The bases are kind of in the corner, so it's a bit far away. Comm towers on the side away from the airport. I used to think that if you had an airport, then that was your weak side. But an airport does make a side stronger, as Mel did say in our Goldfish Princess video. So I don't know if I actually implemented that or not, but I will say that it was a fun game, and a lot of interesting things happened in this game. So for my CO, I picked Drake. Now what you see on screen right now is actually like an updated version of Drake for Advanced Wars by Web, but this was before the changes took place, and I do plan on making a video about that. It's been a long time since it happened, but there has been a lot of changes since this one game. So it says naval units get +1 movement, and it says 10 defense now, but it used to be 25, so these black boats are actually more durable than Rachel's black boat. Air units lose 20% actually instead of 30. 30 is the new and more updated version of Drake. Unaffected by rain except vision, and has a chance of rain and random weather, which you do not play with random weather. So why did Advanced Wars by Web make these changes? It's to make them more card accurate is the short answer. Actually, I think the definitive answer, just to make the game a little more card accurate. But regardless, I'm not here to play Drake for naval units. I'm here to play Drake for their global damage. Tsunami is 1 HP, and 1 HP of global damage cuts the fuel in half for enemies, and Typhoon is double that. 20% offense. No, not 20% offense. I'm sorry. 20% damage, 2 HP of damage, and it adds rain. Now, the rain does hurt Drake by vision, but it doesn't hurt him for movement, and you will see that it does impact a lot when it is popped. My opponent is playing Rachel. Rachel's units gain an additional HP whenever they're repairing on a city. So, and that does take up some income. So it can repair fast. Like for a normal CO, it would take 3 days to repair for 6 HP, but for Rachel, it would only take 2 days. And it can matter a lot when there's like cities like around the front lines that if you just have like 7 damage or 4 damage, you can just put it on a city for 2 days and it's back to full. It's a very interesting power. Some say it sucks because of the repair cost, but I think it's worth it if you have more HP on the front line, giving your tank a little bit more damage that couldn't turn the tide of a battle. Lucky Lass is Rachel's power, not really used. It could work sometimes, but it's not very consistent, especially with a luck range that's not as high as Nell's, even though it could, even though it sounds like it'll match Nell, it just does not. And the superpower is Covering Fire, shoots 3 missiles. It shoots an HP missile, a damage number missile, does the most damage, and the most damage in value. I don't know in exactly which order, but those are the 3 priorities for Rachel's missiles. These have also been modified as well. Again, I will make a video about that when I can. But as for right now, you can still try to bunch up a lot of units for missile baiting. Rachel is an interesting pick here, usually not recommended for 2 reasons on a map like this. One, there's 3 bases, a lot more units you can use to bait away missiles, and it's also fog of war, which means that you do not know where your missiles are going, and you do not know if your opponent would set up a good missile bait or not. But regardless, we definitely had an interesting match on an interesting map, and I won't take us too long, so without further ado, let us begin. So of course I build infantry and move my black boat just to see if there's like any rush towards the city, which I doubt we'll see anytime soon. So instead of going for this immediate capture, I try to go for the city, and then I try to go for the airport. I probably could have just gone city, airport, not really sure why I did that. But regardless, I still go with the plan. Big Joe goes for the airport and goes for the city right away. A nice little benefit for being player 2 and having an extra infantry. So I go capture the city. I think I'm going to send this infantry here. I can start capturing this after 2 days. Start capturing the base, and I just build infantry. So Big Joe is moving 1 infantry down and another one to the left. So yeah, I'm gonna get this, and I built an APC. I don't know how exactly I'm gonna abuse this APC. I can't remember what I tried to do. So Big Joe is probably going for the port and the city as well. I can understand that. These 2 infantry can capture these both cities, either or, and continues building infantry. So I go for the city and I go for the airport, and I have this infantry that moved up, loading it in the APC, and I'm supplying and moving it over here. Okay, so it didn't really do much. It was just like basically a transport boost. But yeah, unlike Big Joe's, this one has to capture this bottom one, because this one can only capture that top one. But at least I build another infantry, which means I can bring it out further. How much further? I'm not too sure. So Big Joe captures those 2 cities on the corresponding side, captures the port, is in range to capture the comm tower, and finally builds a tank. So I move up, I capture 2 cities, and I capture these, got the airport as well. Finally build a tank, and I use it to capture the comm tower. So it allows me to capture the comm tower a bit faster, and I can at least boost this. Okay, I can see it, kind of. So instead of going for the comm tower, Big Joe actually goes for the city here. Looks like this one is going to go for the comm tower. Actually, this one is going to go for the comm tower, so this infantry can go for that. Spoke a little too fast for my turn. Tank moves up, protects everything but these 2 units, which is fine. because I'm not playing aggressively. So I try to go for this city, and I go for this port here, capture the comm tower, and I boost another unit to get one of the two central cities. I feel like these are very contested and alongside the corners as well. So I at least want to secure these two for the middle. So I finally build my own recon and just infantry. So the comm tower is being captured, so is the city up top. Black boat moves it around, just moves it up. This does protect this infantry, because like I can't attack it from the bottom. So if I had something coming in and like swinging this, then this recon can attack whatever. If it's a tank, then no, that's not going to do it. So, looks like Big Joe's making the comm tower side his strong side. Again, there's like this weird philosophy of if your airport is on one side, then that's usually the weaker side. Cause like there's a bit of heavy terrain over here compared to over here. You got these two mountains, probably wouldn't matter too much. Mountain, sea tile, it does kind of cut off with these three tiles here. And compared to the other side, you do have 1-2 mountains and some forests. But you can just go up and around, and it's mostly just free terrain. That might be why some people might say this bottom and this top side are the strong sides instead of the right and left sides. Let me know what you guys think. So again, I'm using the APC boost, and I'm hoping to get these cities. So this one capture this for this, and this for this, maybe, and maybe this for this on the next turn. So moving my tank up, trying to protect as many units as I can. Tank artillery. I built an artillery because I am Drake, I do want to stall, but also I only had 14k. Black boat moves back. City is being captured. Big Joe's moving up. Recon doesn't see anything yet but the black boat, and I assume this infantry got trapped. Yep, this infantry got trapped trying to capture the city, so he does see this one infantry at least, and I see that as well. So I capture the 3 cities as I've said, but instead I move one down here, and I try to boost this one to capture the city. Have a recon moving up, and the tank moving up as well. Feels weird to do this, honestly, but I have this, and I have this infantry to cover that. Artillery doesn't reach far, but at least that tank is covered by this tank as well. Assuming a tank does come in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doesn't reach, but assuming a tank does come in and tries to attack on the plains because there's more terrain stars in the bridge, I could theoretically have a tank capturing from the missile silo, which is 3 terrain stars, really nice. Yeah, I feel like I've won this, not won, but rightfully captured these 3, and I'm slowly moving up. I finally built an anti-air because it's day 9, the time that I should have air units already. And Big Joe did build an anti-air last turn. So they're kind of walling up on the very edge here. And they're starting to wall up on this top side. Looks like they can have these cities, and I can have this city. And I have this city captured, and I'm about to capture this. This infantry could probably die, very likely. So I go for this to get some vision first, because I don't want to get trapped. So I have the black boat up just for vision, and I try to interrupt with the recon. I think I should be front shifting at this point. I feel like I'm like very aggressive up here. Oh no, it's just for securing the capture. Okay. So I build 2 tanks and an infantry. Feels awkward to build the infantry in the back because I want the tanks to be up more, if you guys know what I mean. So yeah, that infantry dies. That city's being captured. Lose a recon. 1, 2, 3. Does see my tank though. And this tank is not being protected on at least one side. So I think I might have a possibly good strike here. Builds a battlecopter and artillery and a recon. I should pull back from here and start focusing up top, because my job down here is done. So I get the first strike on the plane. Get the first strike, not the first strike, second strike with the tank. Artillery, it doesn't cover this top side, unfortunately. And I try to do a sacrifice play. I do not bring it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I built a copter, it would not protect my 8 HP tank, unfortunately. But I have my black boat here to protect my anti-air. So I have small defense. At least this tank is protected by this tank. Not so much the other one. So yeah, I'm pulling back. I'm starting to bunch up here. Built a copter finally. Even though I'm Drake. So they captured 2 cities. We are... Are we even on income? I think we are even on income. Looks like every city's been captured. Tank gets the first strike. Gets another strike. But I have the artillery ready. So I'm happy to hear that. Happy to see that. Artillery moves down, covering most of the units. That's a good job from Big Joe. And they start to bunch up on the top. So it looks like we're going to have some combat up on this top side. Tank, artillery, infantry from Big Joe. Day 12. So the artillery one-shots the 8 HP tank, which I'm really happy for. I move my anti-air off the city to start repairing. I repair on the HQ. I think I messed up here. Either this was a misclick or I tried to... Oh no, this is not a misclick. Okay. So I do get that first strike. So now this tank is protected by this tank and a copter. Again, not the artillery. Very awkward artillery placement. So here I try to wall up now. I'm really bunching up on the left side here. I leave an infantry here just to hold the city, but it's surrounded by so many units. It's very likely I lose this infantry and they start capturing the city. Big Joe gets some first strikes in. Was that guaranteed? Oh no, they got the 33%. Way to go, Big Joe. And again, another 33%. And they capture the city. What I probably would have maybe liked to see... How can we do this right? So, what Big Joe could do... Like, assuming that they're gonna... Do I have a move planner? One? Nope, I don't. I'm sorry. Assuming that they are gonna get the... Assuming they are gonna get the kill... What I would maybe like to see is... Like, I think this attacks here, this goes here, this is at 8 HP, this dies, this goes capture here, put the infantry in the black bow goes down here, this here, oh this is capturing by the way, and then like, maybe something like this, then I'd be very hesitant to go in, and just more infantry to just wall up. Yeah, I'm not gonna, it's gonna be very hard to get that back. I'd probably have to be like, unless this is damaged, then, unless this attacks, and no, it's the transport one. Recon goes in, and then that kill, maybe it kills, maybe it doesn't, and then I try to interrupt. But yeah, it's just a more secure way of capturing the city, which is, but yeah, I was just saying that, like, attacking with the front unit, this 8 HP unit is now weakened and on the front. Instead, it could have been an 8 HP unit in the back where it's a lot more safer. Because, like, this is necessary to be healthy for the walls. And interesting enough, the artillery goes over here instead of protecting this city. But it is in a forest, so it is hidden. Oops, I'm clicking. I forgot I have the keypad, or like the number, the arrow keys. And they base skip. They base skip 1. They are ahead on army value and unit count. That's completely fine. I check to see if the force is fine. And I try to go for the interrupt. And I think this is when I start shifting my units here. So now I'm getting all these first strikes on Big Joe here. I get the hit on the tank on the city, but there is an artillery in the forest that I cannot click on. for the website. Go for this hit. Go for that hit. Black boat repairs. And nothing can move up though. Also, I've made it really awkward. Well, because I've made it really awkward artillery spot. It can protect these two infantry, and that's about it. But I cannot protect the APC and the infantry. It's like I'm just trying to wall up, just trying to overwhelm my opponent here. Because I feel like I'm in a decent spot, I guess. Copter is protecting every unit. Yay me. And I build a medium tank. Because I'm like, alright, I think now would be a decent time to tech up. Hopefully throw Big Joe off. Day 13. Artillery gets the hit. Recon pulls back. Gets all the first strikes. Anti-air is enough to kill the tank. Get the first strike with the tank. Does a lot of damage. 6 damage. 1 damage to my APC. Copters are moving up. And the copter moves back a little bit. Still protecting all the units. I've saved this city, but I've lost a tank and I've got 1 to 1 HP. So it's looking kind of scary. APC, recon, infantry. So it's day 14. I see an opportunity here. Because I have 46,000 out of 63,000. Less than 2 whole bars before I can get my superpower. I see this is in front. And I see I have these 2 copters in range. So, just because I want to get it out first, I make a huge move and I try to prepare for Rachel's superpower. I move the black boat back. Copter does 2 damage. Nearly gives me more than a full bar because I did 2 damage to the anti-air. Second copter goes through, does 2 more damage, and it actually lives at 2 HP. Now you guys see it. Typhoon. Unfortunately, we cannot see the damage that the Typhoon has done based on for the website replay, but you guys can just take like 20% off of it, very likely. And now here you can see I'm trying to ball up. I am going to make a spot where all the missiles will just not hit this front side here. Medium tank in the center, infantry up, and I actually make a mistake. This infantry only moves 3 tiles. It always moves 3 tiles. And as you can see, I'm making the center of the missile strike here. But in this center area here, this infantry cannot reach this corner or these 2 bases for it to be for it to be involved in the hit. I think what happened was I was in the move planner and I accidentally moved it a tile too far. So that was a huge mistake in planning. You don't want to be making mistakes in Advanced Wars by Web, and you certainly do not want to be making mistakes in the move planner. But that's what happened. I ended up building an infantry and a medium tank. So this will be my missile target here. And this infantry just moves up because whatever. And now up top, back in the battle, I try to do the most damage as I can. I also build before I attack, which is not really a good idea. Because like if this recon saw something that I needed to deal with, if there was, I no longer could buy the thing that I needed. So I move that APC back, try to get some damage in, get the kill. Tank moves back, another tank moves up to kill. Attack the anti-air from the city. Again, this artillery is here, but I now have coverage for these 2 tanks. Not this back tank, unfortunately. But yeah, I try to get as many first strikes as I can. As you can see, Rachel is at 80,000 compared to my 100,000. 80,000 is not the correct army value of the super damage because I did it first. So Rachel pops the super. But if you were paying attention, you can see that nothing that Rachel saw was hit. Nothing that Rachel saw was hit. And like even the replay viewer doesn't even see what's been hit. And Big Joe did tell me that they were kind of discouraged that they didn't see exactly where their missile went, but they still pushed on. Artillery is really great, it does 4 damage even at 8 HP, and even at 40 defense because of my super. Big Joe's getting these first strikes. Wow. I can respect Big Joe for doing all these attacks. Doesn't kill. Recon hits. So Big Joe is just trying to get first strikes with superior units, even though they have less HP, which is really smart. Well, that contradicts that, but it still does damage. So the units are being moved around. APC does the boosting. Another tank on the city, and they're getting more hits. Again, a better artillery spot than what this has been doing. So they build anti-air, infantry, and a tank. So you guys are probably wondering, where exactly did Rachel's missile hit? I'm not used to that. There we go. Oh, well, I hear the... Whoops. There we go. Now you guys can see where the missile hit. It hit everything in the exact spot 3 times. All these are low. These 2 repaired. And I'm actually down 20k in army value than my opponent. Now, I did record this number just for you guys. So as you guys saw... oops. As you guys saw, I did this. I was at 106,800. Now, when Big Joe used the super, did 9 damage to all these things, I was at 67,200. That is like nearly 30k in damages. Maybe more than 30k. I don't feel like doing the math right now, but it just decimated this bottom spot here. So now I just have a bunch of 1 HP infantry. I have a lot of tanks that I need to repair, so that's going to be sapping away some money. So I try to go for the repairs, and I'm like, okay, the super gambit, I guess if you want to call it that, isn't, you know, it's put me in a weird position because these are my reinforcements and they're all hurt. My fighting force is up here kind of alone, but I'm just trying to make it worth. Like I said, with the black boat, I repair for 1. I go for a recon kill. I tried joining my tanks because I feel like it would, because like these are already taking forever to repair. Why repair even more? Get that 1 HP kill, 5 HP kill. Artillery is, yeah, this artillery spot isn't the greatest. It's like I'm copying Big Joe here because it's like, oh, this artillery in the forest is working for them. I think I'll do that. But my army's so spread apart, this artillery can't really do much. And I just block because I don't know why. Maybe to reveal that there was an artillery in there, or confirm it, I don't know. Artillery, anti-air infantry, because that's all I can afford. Day 15. 2 artillery shots, goes through. Kills that unit, kills my anti-air. Loads an infantry with the black boat, gets a kill from the city. Moves the units up. Just picking off what they can while still holding their position. Tank, artillery, infantry, day 16 from me. I'm like, alright, I am losing this side. I still keep moving units up, just trying to repair. I have 9,900 left. That is very poor. So I'm like, alright, let's pull back, but at least hold on to these 2 cities. I'll put the artillery here, hold that city. I don't really have a full HP infantry to interrupt this capture. I just have a bunch of 1 HPs. These are like near worthless. Sorry. But I only have enough to build tank, infantry. As you can see, 106,000 to my 82,000. And they're going to have more units than me after they build. So right now they're taking it slow as well. And they're like, alright, let's start arranging our sides. Let's start, waiting out. No one needs to be too rash. Big Joe doesn't see how much I'm actually struggling right now. I got 2 medium tanks, 5 and 7. So I feel like, alright, I gotta start keeping an eye on this spot here. Move the 1 HP in the forest because I don't know why, honestly. I see these 2 tanks. Try to get a copter repair. Yeah, just take away more of my money. Oh, I moved too fast. Alright, so I'm kind of curving over here. I do feel like I should watch these more. This is why I have this 1 infantry here. So, Recon slowly moves up, sees my artillery. Gonna be very hesitant to attack this now. Recon moves up, also sees another artillery and my 3 HP copter. So Big Joe's getting a lot more information out here. And just keeps transporting the units. And just has like a big death ball here. Recon, anti-air, infantry. So now it's my turn, day 18. We're kind of getting to like a slow, stally phase, which I can kind of appreciate because look, these medium tanks are getting up to speed. But were these medium tanks a mistake? We have 3 artillery and 3 battlecopters. The 2 units that can harm a medium tank if played correctly. Battlecopters don't do a lot of damage. Artillery do a lot of damage, but they must be protected. And I don't think I had enough to even repair, so why bother? So now this city is being threatened. I have a lot of forces off on the left-ish side, and Big Joe's slowly moving up on this city as well. So yeah, they're in shape to go for an attack. Well, compared to me, I am not. Leaves this spot open, interestingly enough, but there's like 3 artillery that points at it, so why would I do that? So right now they have the better death ball than I do. Another artillery and 2 infantry. So I make a sacrificial hit. So that confirms the kill. I repair with the copter, so I can get the recon and the copter hit. Medium tank comes in, does the damage, kills it. But it's in range of the artillery. So now I get a tank hit, but then I get this other tank hit, but that's 1 artillery for each medium tank. Was all that repair for naught? But I'm getting all these first strikes. I don't kill with the tank, I just try to get the damage in. I don't attack with a 1 HP because I don't want to leave it alive by mistake. So I have a bunch of 1 infantry units just trying to ball up, so I'm like, alright, this is our big clash. This is possibly my chance to try to fight back. Anti-air moves up. Have the APC trying to move more infantry. Infantry, artillery, and tank. Alright, so we got a big ball here. I am ahead, but this is only the start. We're only halfway through turn 19. 4 damage. Oh, another 4 damage. And they use the lucky lass. Goes for the city cap. Deals 7 damage. Guaranteed 2-hit kill. Recon 6 damage. But that doesn't matter anyway. And exposes my artillery. Oh, that really hurt. 4 HP on a battlecopter from an infantry. 9 damage to the artillery. 5 damage to the medium tank. Could have been more. Oh man, this is brutal. Tries to go for the sack, but it lives. It lives again. 3 HP. Wait, well, how much was that? 7 damage. Confirmed kill. Confirmed kill. Copter goes in for that hit. 7 damage on the artillery. Goes for another tank hit. Kills off the 3 HP tank. similarly to one up here earlier. Or is this the same spot? I can't really tell. Probably deja vu. But yeah, that was a very brutal lucky lass. And gets another repair off. Infantry and battlecopter. Could be saving for something big. A lot of money saved for Big Joe here. But I have... Oh yeah, it's because I have my global damage. Alright, wow. This is before the super. 146 to 76. That's like 70k difference. So I try to go for that hit. I take 3 in return. Not too terrible. I do 6 damage to the infantry. Kill that copter. Get some vision. See that I'm free. Artillery doesn't do anything. Infantry gets that kill. I try keep doing damage to more infantry. And I'm just trying to move my units up, try to deal as much damage as I can, trying to fight back. And I get the repair to make the HP full for the infantry. Just moving up again, I got my own artillery. Alright, so now we have 93 to 105,000. Not too far of a difference. But they're going for my black boat. And honestly, not a terrible idea. It's the only thing that the artillery can hit. But if he's hitting me while I'm in my super, I do not gain any additional charge. So this is just free damage. So I protect the city, thankfully. So they kind of start pulling back. I guess they did pull back. Oh wow. That did surprisingly a lot better than I thought it did. But I am 8 units behind. Army value is also very different. Get that kill. Trying to move forward, trying to protect these cities. Kind of pulling back from the middle. I'm like, yeah, this is where they're strong. I realize this is where they're strong, so might as well just not let them have it. I built 2 tanks in infantry. Day 21. So we have another turn of adjustment. Just trying to move the units around, trying to protect them with artillery and walls. Threatening this city once again. Well, they threatened this one, now they're threatening another middle one. Alright, tank, infantry, and a copter. Recon moves up to get information, so I see a lot of their forces here. So I'm pulling back and I'm going for a repair. Don't know if I should be doing that. If I'm already repairing so many other things. And I'm joining units again. This artillery still hasn't been repaired yet. I'm now noticing that there's kind of like a big gap in cities on this little area here. Like I could go here, but if these two are contested, I have either these 2 cities or these 2 cities. So yeah, another interesting thing that I always forget to consider is if you're attacking somewhere, is there a city that you can fall back and repair to? So I build my own tank, infantry, 2 infantry and a copter, just like Big Joe. So now Big Joe's, they're not really spread apart actually, but they're threatening my city, and that is scary. Tries to get some first strikes, and I think it was a join. Good artillery spot, but this spot is vulnerable to artillery. Okay, so this city is under threat. How many copters am I looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of them are healthy. Artillery, 2 infantry. Now 17k. I sacrifice, and that kills. And I'm pretty stoked to see that. I think I was probably in the move planner. Yeah, I'm gunning for those artillery. I'm going to get 1 hit. 2 hits. And that's it. Am I trying to fix my past mistakes with artillery? Oh no, I get that hit. So this artillery does not protect everything once again. So I'm trying to move up. But and I think it's because I have all these artillery. I'm thinking, well, if he does have good attack, I can retaliate with my own artillery. Artillery gets the first strike. Copter comes in. Recon gets a free hit up top. Anti-air breaks through. Repairs. This is at 4 HP. Now it's gone. Goes for my anti-air because they have a bunch of copters. Really makes sense. Anti-air gets the hit. Kills. Goes for my recon. Doesn't kill. Probably will with the infantry up there. Anti-air, another hit. So their copters are protected. Most of them are. And the tanks are dealing damage to the anti-air. So those copters will still be roaming around probably. Day 24. Try to go for a hit and a sack. Alright, it got the kill. Does 5 damage just to a copter. Go for a recon hit. Copters don't do much to recons anyways. Well, I am also Drake, but this anti-air here is in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not perfectly, but if I attack down here, then yeah, that sucks. So I try using a power, getting a little bit of attack boost, as well as dealing 1 damage to everything. That dies. And now my own artillery are doing the work that Big Joe's artillery has been doing to me. I'm just like getting all these first strikes in. Oh wow, that killed. Now do I have a tank for that? I do. For that artillery. Now I just have a wall of artillery here. But you don't want to bunch up when Rachel has a superpower. Will we see this superpower hit? I think 1 might hit here because I have all this infantry. And I built a tank. Now, day 24. Where does this hit? Ooh, looks like 2 hit over here. And 1 probably hit down here. Can't see the army value yet, but that really sucks to see. Just getting all these kills. Because those 2 missiles up front really did its job. That lives because I have 10 HP defense. 10% defense. I like it when stuff like that happens. Goes for the repair. Tank hit. And yeah, they're just cleaning up whatever they can. Gets that anti-air hit. Have an artillery here at 4 HP. Whatever was there died. 4 HP. The tank just dies. Infantry. Yeah, tanks just move up. Anti-air, 2 infantry. No copter this time. Day 25. I am 65,000 to 112,000. 11 less units than Big Joe. These have been damaged, as you can see. This is only 1 HP, 4 HP, 4 HP tank, 3 HP tank, 4 HP anti-air, 7 HP anti-air, and I resign. So, yeah, GG's Big Joe. I fortunately cannot see the damage value here. But, yeah, surprisingly, a CO that I thought was pretty bad on this map actually did well. So, what happened here? Oh, I lost it. So, what happened here? I think a few things happened that I probably could have worked on, like this APC, like, was okay, I guess. But I think another thing that really helped out Big Joe was their artillery. Well, yeah, here you can already see a weird example. This artillery is like a little too far ahead. Had I moved it back 1 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I didn't put that infantry here, this artillery over here would have been really nice. As long as I had something on the port, of course. But yeah, this tank is not protected by this artillery. And yeah, here you can see that while I'm only going to hit 1 tank instead of being able to choose, this tank was only protected by other tanks. And the formation still remains. So Big Joe goes in, and the artillery over here is a really good spot. And I think eventually there's a point where I just move in and I step right into the artillery, right there. Doesn't matter if I'm on a city. This is also another 3-tile terrain, and yeah, you can see what, you can probably guess what happens next. Yeah, that is dead, and not with a tank, but artillery anti-air was able to kill it. Even though if it was at 9 HP, it still did the thing. And I'm not too sure if this was worth it. I think this is a very crucial turn though. So I force out a superpower and try to get the advantage on my opponent. But then I make a mistake at the bottom with the whole movement thing. And I try to build a wall. No, not a wall. A blob for missile bait. But these are my reinforcements. These are the units that are supposed to be supporting what I already have on the front line. And what Rachel just did, it's just, what reinforcements? These guys are essentially alone. And I think, again, you just continue to see, like, fantastic, like, artillery usage from my opponent. Even though I'm the one that theoretically should be more stally. Like, yeah, this hits that medium tank, and this hits another medium tank. So his artillery just kept getting all the value. And it was just like a war of attrition, but I was just unable to recover. Had a lot of 1 HP units, and I was spending all my money trying to repair medium tanks, and those medium tanks got destroyed again. And that power that Big Joe had was actually really good. Is this the turn? Oh no, this is what I did. But then, yeah, at the end I bunched up, but then I just ended up enabling Rachel's superpower, and yeah, it was just game over from there. So, Big Joe, congratulations on beating me on our first game together, and your support for the channel will never be forgotten. And I'm sorry this took forever to post, but here it is now. Alright, guys and gals, again, thank you all so much for your support, and like I said earlier, any kind messages to me and any like, I enjoy your videos, I really do appreciate that, because like I said, I don't feel like I'm doing great as a YouTuber, but there's still people out there that like watching my videos, and I cannot thank you guys enough for how much that really means to me. This video's already gotten long, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. Guys and gals, thank you all so much for watching. I am Advanced Warrior. You all have my warmest regards. Please take care.